Hello, everyone. How are you today? Excited to be here, all four of us.
Yes, very excited.
Hey I know
guys.
this is great. It's great to see you guys on video and audio today. But today's topic, we are showing our listeners, guys, today how to listen to a vibrant, exciting, natural native English conversation, right? We want to show you guys what it sounds like when you interrupt each other and when we go off on tangents. This is real English. So if you want to get more of this, go over to allearsenglish.com/fast. But guys, today's topic is I want to ask you how you think we can encourage children to appreciate nature more. I mean, what is your first reaction when you hear that question?
That's a good question.
My first reaction is just how extremely important it is right now. I mean, I was just reading last week about how Oregon is in a drought. Our entire state is in a drought. And just this idea of like, we have to appreciate nature in order to save the planet for the future.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. It kind of, do you guys think, here's a question. Do you think that certain seeds, not trying to be punny here, but certain seeds need to be planted early in one's life? Like we've all, some of us maybe went abroad at a young age and that seed was planted. We got excited about international travel, right? Do you think that the nature seed needs to be planted for kids? Like they need to go to nature camp or something? Or do you think that they can develop that as later in life as kids, like 10 plus? What do you think?
I hope they can develop it later in life because we're trying so hard with our twins are 7. They hate hiking. They don't want to go outside. And so we're like, we can't give up. We have to keep encouraging them, keep it up. And so it hasn't happened yet and they're 7. So I'm still hopeful. I'm hopeful that later in life, soon they're going to, part of it's we're in the desert. If we
I
were
think
in
that's
Colorado.
like anything with kids. I mean, yeah, it's nice to think about planting the seeds, right? But like I liked reading as a kid, but like, then I wasn't so into it. And now I love reading. And, I think it's just like different things come back into your life. Like if you're lot of times, if you're planting the seeds a little too much where it's forced, like it's like, oh, you're forced to do something that you don't like it, like piano lessons or, just like any of those things. And then you grow into having a love for it. So I think as parents, the responsibility is to try a little bit. Don't be too forceful and like know that I don't know if it has to be that they hike all the time or go to hiking camp or something, but maybe just like learning about the environment, learning about things like climate change and seeing the importance in that's why I do think it's important. Like Jessica said, I think it's very important now, but I don't think that there should be so much pressure. Like, if it doesn't happen now, like they're 7 and like they're too old, like just forget it. Like they hate nature.
They hate nature. They hate it. They're going to grow up and they'll just want all the forests to burn. So they'll never have to hike
burn it down. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't think it's nice, but be realistic.
Sure. And there are a lot of ways into this whole like nature and environment, right? It's not just like foliage. Right. I always say that wrong.
You say that a lot. That's interesting.
That's like this one word hang up I have. But it's not just that. It could be animals, right? Like going to like petting zoos or even like watching nature documentaries, right?
That that's counts. A good point.
They do love You versus Wild with Bear Grylls. Have you guys seen that? He did Man versus Wild, and then he did this cool choose your own adventure, You versus Wild. So we got them into that because they love like choosing what he does next.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
James would probably love that. Jessica, you should check it out.
Yeah, for sure.
I love that. Well, for you guys, I mean, what are some of your favorite memories in nature as a kid? Like, what are some of the memories that come to mind when you think about your time in nature?
I did, well, in 6th grade, there was something called outdoor ed, outdoor education. And it was like a thing in 6th grade. You go for like, I want to say like 3 nights, this campgrounds, like, and you stay with your class and it's a really, really fun thing. And then a lot of the stuff is outside. I also did like, a lot of outdoor camps and things like that. I remember going whitewater rafting with my family. We went to the Grand Canyon. We did horseback ride, like, on vacation. So we did that kind of stuff, but we also did, the city trips and things like that. So it was kind of just a balance. And obviously, like, I'm not a big hiker, but I do appreciate that kind of stuff. So I think that, you know, it was like sprinkled in as just a part of my childhood.
For sure. I love that. Yeah.
That's
When I
awesome.
was a kid, I went to nature camp, but not the cool nature camp. I went to the nerdy nature camp where you would go out and you would like find specimens of bark and things and like, you know, collect them and index them and all this stuff. It wasn't the kind
sounds
of
awesome
camp where you could go and canoe and jump off rope swings. It was like the nerdy kind. But I mean, I guess, yeah, it was what it was, right? It was what we could afford and what we could do for a day camp. So
I would love that nerdy nature camp now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
seriously.
Oh,
what I want to do like one of those survival skills.
Oh yeah.
Camps. Wouldn't that be
would
fun?
be
Oh, that would be great.
Yes.
They have a lot of programs like that for adults here in Oregon, of course, but for kids, there's the Trackers Camp, and James did that this year, and he like learned how to fish, and they were supposed to learn how to what do you call it when you look for food in the forest?
I was gonna say swim.
Forage.
Swimming.
Forage. That's what
Forage.
it is.
I thought it was forage, but I was too scared to say it.
Why?
Because I just didn't think I was right.
Sometimes words don't sound right to you.
Yeah.
Even if it is the right word. Yeah.
So were they
happens to
teaching them
natives,
like
listeners.
plants and berries and stuff they could eat that are like safe to eat?
Right.
Yeah.
Totally.
That's
Yeah.
smart. That's cool.
But Aubrey, you like grew up in nature. You were on a farm or a ranch or something.
We did. We lived on 5
Yeah.
acres, a lot of land, and we went camping all the time. Like
so
that's
cool.
maybe all we could afford, but we also loved it. It was so fun, you know? So we were in nature a lot. We would go hiking and fishing with my dad and hunting and ice fishing in the winter where you just like drill a hole in the ice.
Oh,
And
that's cool.
some people have their little shack to keep warm.
Yeah.
No, we were just like out in the wind on the lake. It was
And this is
so
in
cold.
Idaho? Is this in
Yeah,
Idaho?
the
Oh my
ice fishing
gosh.
we would do in Montana. We would drive to Hebgen Lake in Montana, which is beautiful. But yeah, most of all camping and stuff in Idaho. It's beautiful there. And we do take, when we're up in Idaho for the summer, we take our kids camping. They do love that. They're just like, it's so funny how they're just really anti-hike. And we've even really done things to try and make it fun. You know, we'll like hide coins ahead of them. So they're looking for the coins as they go. And we'll bribe them and treats and stuff. But they do like camping. They like other aspects of nature, and they're good about, we've been really proactive to teach them not to litter, because for some, maybe Arizona's worse than other places, but so many people here litter. They just like throw their trash in the river on the side of the road. So we'll go with our kids and clean up the sides of the road with like bags.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And I think,
That's awesome.
and they like to do it. We kind of gamify it.
That's cool.
Because I don't want them to be the person who throws trash out the window ever, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
I think hiking is tough for kids. Like I hated hiking
sure.
when I was a kid, and we never went hiking. I think a lot of kids just don't like it. It's just hard. Like you're just walking and it's tiring. The sun
Not that
is
entertaining.
hot.
If you don't care about the views.
Exactly. You just don't appreciate that quite yet. So I feel like hiking's better for adults in a way.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like all of you have tried to talk me out of trying to take my kids hiking. I'm getting the message. I will give up. We'll give it a few years.
I mean, it makes me think of like, you know, when you're a kid and you go on vacation with your family and you like go on a walking tour.
Yeah.
And to me, like might as well just try to jab my eyes out with an ice pick. Like, you know, when I was little, like to go on a walking tour and have to hear the history of a place and like, but now
now you want to do that, but
now I'm like,
probably.
like the longer the better. Like I want to learn all about the history, and there's certain things that you just grow into
for sure.
that you know, as a kid, maybe you don't. There are certain things as a kid you're automatically attracted to, and then the other, you know, then the other things that may grow over time. So that's kind of the
like
point
museums, right? Like
I'm still
to grow into that. You still don't like museums?
I feel like such a dodo for saying that, but like I am not a museum person.
But Michelle, what about quirky museums? Like when we were in, I think Idaho a couple summers ago, we went to the Clean Museum, the Museum of Clean, which had all these versions of vacuum cleaners and cleaning supplies from the 1920s. What about quirky things like that?
Yeah.
Do you like those things?
I do. Yeah. That kind of stuff I like. And certain kinds of art. I do. If I'm going to go to a museum, it's got to be a quirky museum. But like, I feel so uncultured because sometimes like when we were in Amsterdam years ago, we went to the Rijksmuseum. Has anyone ever been?
No.
Maybe, yeah.
We sped through that thing. Like, I mean, it's like an amazing museum. And like, we were just getting lost and like, and I'm sorry to say it, but I just have to be honest, but I do like, Lindsay's right. Like, I really liked, like in New York, also there's a tenement museum.
Yeah, that's cool.
cool,
That
yeah.
is really,
Like
maybe
that-
you've been Aubrey too. That
I
is
went on a
like
field
that,
trip
I
with a bunch
like-
of nature.
I think-
Yes.
I think maybe I don't like just like a typical art museum, but like other
Yeah.
kinds of things, I like that a lot.
Fair enough.
Guys, don't judge me.
I'm not judging. That's
I'm
okay.
actually really
Okay,
judging you.
Jess.
I'm the opposite. Like you can't find me in a vacuum cleaner museum, but I could spend like 2 weeks in the Louvre.
Yeah.
Or,
You
Louvre
you know
is
what I
cool.
mean? Like,
I went to the Louvre.
even then, like, I don't know. It is true. I would never take my kids, right? I recognize like I shouldn't be taking them hiking, and I would never take my littler kids to the Louvre because they would be like over it immediately. And then it would ruin my experience. I'd be like, I want to be here for a while. It's like, I'm not going to take little kids there, you know, but it's the same thing with nature. Like, I think you guys are really right that you have to find what interests them, because there are so many different aspects of it that are interesting, and then really drive home of like, drive home the point of why is this important? Why do we care?
Yeah.
Right? Because the
they already
goal
love
is
camping.
Yes,
so that's
right?
nature.
Beyond
Like
that,
nature.
you don't need
I
to do
had like
anything else.
I had like a little collection of rocks like that I would get and learn about the rocks. So like
That's nature.
maybe I wasn't into many different aspects of nature, but it's just coming back to me now that I liked like learning about the different kinds of rocks, and I put them in their little, I had like a little
That's
rock
cool.
case. And so there's so many different aspects of nature. It could be animals, like you said, or whatever.
We collected a couple
We-
summers ago. We collected all these geodes. Is it a
wow.
geode, the one that you can break it in half and there's all these crystals inside?
Oh,
Yeah.
Cool.
But
cool.
then we found out the place we had found them all, it's like illegal to remove geodes from there. We were like, oh,
maybe
no.
you don't want to say that on the internet.
We had grabbed them all and broken them open, and we're like,
Oh, no.
Whoops. No wonder they were all just like there, because everyone else knew not to remove them. I felt terrible. It was interesting. It was kind of a lesson for like educating myself more about the places we're going, and not just assuming that I can because there are actually a lot of natural preserves where you can't remove anything, right? Beaches and stuff too, where like you can't remove the coral and stuff like
100%. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Well, guys, I think we're running out of time for today. I feel like the takeaway in my mind is that nature can be defined in a lot of ways, right? We talked about animal, we talked about maybe even having a tree house, right? Cataloging rocks, things like that. That is such an important point. And for our listeners listening in today, guys, if you want to get more conversations like this, which is really where you need to be practicing the fast conversations, go to allearsenglish.com/fast, and we'll see you there.
Awesome.
All right, guys, this is fun.
Bye, guys.
So fun. Bye-bye.